everyone, I hope you are well. My name is Nick, we're on the Commodore 64 and we've squeezed in another review somehow. This one is Super Monaco Grand Prix, published by US Gold in 1991 and based on the arcade cabinet from SEGA from 1989. Now it's a game that's also come out on the Commodore Amiga, Amstrad CPC, Atari ST, well loads of stuff really, the ZX Spectrum, Game Gear, and very recently reviewed it on the Mega Drive. I'll put this on easy mode so we can see how it plays. Now maybe a little bit unfair reviewing this so quickly after the Mega Drive version, which was brilliant, but we'll see how it is in 8-bit. Now first of all we need to qualify. We're going all around the world, starting off in France. Here's my car here. Now the draw rate, the viewing rate's not quite as big as the Mega Drive version, although it seems to be moving quite fast. Versus 19 other cars, oh my word, when we qualify here. And in the actual race we go through checkpoints, and instead of being in a sort of like a championship race, we have to make sure we don't fall below a minimum position. But all will become clear. Right, okay, I don't know, wow, I don't know if I can do this in manual gears. Now, just like every other version, you can take the corners quite quickly if you learn the track and turn in early enough. I'm having to concentrate a bit here. Now, my favourite racing game so far on the Commodore 64 is Pit Stop 2. I think that's brilliant. Pole position isn't too bad. I'll be interested to see how this one plays as well. I find this a little bit tough at the moment. Now, the Mega Drive did have a World Championship mode, which this version does not. I don't think the arcade version had that version either, so we won't mark it down for that. So US Gold conversion, always a little bit of a worry, more on the Commodore Amiga really with their conversions. This one doesn't look too bad so far. Horizon isn't doing too much moving. Right, we qualified in 5th, which wasn't bad, with a time of 1 minute 11 round France. All these drivers are made up. No option to change the drivers there. So no F1 license on this game at all. Super Monaco Grand Prix. Can I get out of France? Now, this version I'm playing does have some cheats on, which I haven't activated, where it doesn't matter where you come, you get on to the next race. So although it's called Super Monaco Grand Prix, you don't actually start in Monaco. Right, so my position's in the top middle there, 6th place. I can't fall below 11th place, and we've got to survive for 3 laps. Overtaking is a little bit tricky here, so in 5th still. Yeah, so if you bump into the car, you lose a bit of speed. What is really clever about this game as well, that's Pit Stop 2 had it as well, I think, did it? I'm remembering wrong. It's the rear view mirror up the top there. That's really clever with just 64k. So I do like that sort of thing when coders have gone out their way to do something extraordinary. It is moving very, very fast, so I think for a game of 1991, it is pretty good, although not the best one out there, I would say. Oh man, slight clip there, but we got away with that. So, position 7. I can't fall below. Oh dear, not going well. So, look in my rear view mirror. I can block cars from overtaking because I can't fall below 9th place. Do have a look at the Mega Drive version that was reviewed. I also reviewed the sequel to that one as well, which wasn't released on the Commodore 64, which is Ayrton Senna's Super Monaco Grand Prix 2, and that is fantastic. Gives you a few extra options there and a few extra tracks. Not doing too well. I'm sort of like doing average, aren't I, really? This is the first time I've actually played this particular version, so don't... car's just driving through me. How's that possible? I'm not sure about that. Anyway, we're on to lap 2. Need to do 3 laps to qualify to the next race, and I think periodically we'll have to do a wet race as well, where the road holding isn't brilliant. So, we're in 9th place. Our position limit is 8th, so the game will end soon if I don't get that position. And another car's going to come past me, I think, yeah, on the inside. So overtaking is very tricky on this game and a little bit random. Oh, game over. Din, 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 din. So I've got to start all over again, qualifying in France. So last time I qualified 5th place. Let's see how I do this time. Probably roughly the same. Now, as I say, if you time the corners perfectly, you can go around quite fast, not like that, and don't have to slow down too much. The car will go quicker if you select manual gears rather than automatic, which I've done. A 4 gear speed box or 7 gears. But then you need a lot of dexterity around the corners and learning the track, so one for experts after you've had a few goes. Now, if you've played this quite a lot back in the day, let me know. Generally the versions of multi-platform games that you like the most are the ones that you've got the most nostalgia for, i.e. when it comes to the game Paperboy, Lots of other versions are better than the Spectrum version, but because I played that as a kid over and over again, I really like that. Now, Paperboy is a game we might come to tomorrow on the Mega Drive. There we go. Time permitting, although I have got some news about that soon. Right, position 3rd. Can we beat 5th? 4th? No, it's going to be 5th again, isn't it? 5th? Yeah, 5th place. Right, so qualified in 5th. Lots of other cars got in my way there. Nice jolly tune. I do like what the Sid chip can kick out. Start your engine. Still racing at France, and I think we'll be racing in France throughout the whole gameplay review. These aren't about expert gameplays. Sorry to sound like a broken record. It's all about, would you have played this game back in the day as a kid? And I think I would have done, although if I had Pit Stop 2 on a tape next door to it, I would have played that more. So yeah, you know, it could have been better, but it's a good effort, good sound, good frame rate, and it's quite good fun. I think eventually I'll get frustrated that I wasn't getting away from France, but as I say, this version does have a cheat enabled, if you want to enable it, which you can get onto the next track, but it all plays roughly the same. No undulation in this one at all. It's all pretty flat, and I do like to see a bit of undulation in my racing games, so I'll mark it down slightly for that. The Mega Drive version did have undulation, but it's a more powerful system. Back in the wet. Wet racing. Not many games had wet racing back in the day. This one did. What can you say about the engine sounds? Well, very similar to other racing games about the place. Much better than Wet Le Mans, which is a game I reviewed. I was quite disappointed with that, which also involved checkpoints. Now, can I qualify at all around this track? Very slippery. There's no grandstands, you can see, like Microprose Formula 1 on the Commodore Amiga. But we're just driving around. 1991, I remind you, based on the arcade cabinet from SEGA in 1989, and it was very popular. The arcade cabinet would have taken quite a lot of money. Like a lot of the arcade versions, I haven't actually played that, but if you have got MAME set up, you might be one of the people that have experienced that. Well done, you! Hooray! Right, I am driving in my car. It is not a McLaren. And if it was a McLaren, it'd be probably at the back of the grid. Time of recording, Alonso's in his last season for McLaren. He might come back, but I don't know if he will do. A great travesty. He was double world champion, and with better career decisions, he probably would have been at least triple world champion, maybe 4 or 5 times. But I don't suppose Lewis Hamilton minds too much, because he got the championships instead, and Sebastian Vettel. But if Alonso had gone to Red Bull earlier on, or gone to Mercedes, or I'm sure Ayrton Senna wouldn't have stayed at the back. He would have gone right to the garage of the best cars, said, look, let's do a deal, and they probably would have signed him. Why didn't Alonso do that? I do not know. There we go. It's not about just being the best driver. It's about, you know, how you handle your business affairs. Looks like he was a top driver, but not a brilliant, astute businessman. But that's just my opinion. It's all about risk as well. When Lewis Hamilton went to Mercedes, he didn't know they was going to get super brilliant, and they did. If 2 seasons had gone by and they was at the back of the grid, I'd imagine he would have left and tried to do a different deal. Maybe with Ferrari or somewhere like that. But, you know, Lewis Hamilton's one of those drivers, although this year, 2018, he did win it for Mercedes again. I've got a funny feeling if he'd been driving a Ferrari, he still would have won the championship there. He's gone into, well, legend status now. Right, now, but can I go to legend status round here in the wet in France? The answer is, Nick, you're having a laugh, aren't you? I don't think I'll get signed based on this. Another bit of good Formula 1 news, or exciting Formula 1 news, is next season, 2019, for Williams have signed Robert Kubica, who hasn't raced in Formula 1 for 8 seasons. He was a very popular driver, a Polish driver, showed some great promise, a future perhaps world champion. And then off-season, he was involved in an accident which had his arm heavily damaged and his hand partially severed. They've stitched it back, but they thought that was going to be the end of his career. And somehow, he's managed to get his way back, driving in various races and formulas to get back offered to drive in Formula 1. Now, I don't know how good he was going to be, because he was outstanding before, but it's actually a massive achievement to get back to Formula 1 at all. Now, how good is he going to be? We can only compare it to his teammate, because Williams aren't going to be the best car on the grid in 2019. Unless there's massive improvement, they might even be right at the back. But I'd love to see him race, I'd love to see him finish, and if he got some points, that would be absolutely amazing. Now, Michael Schumacher had come back for a second career. He wasn't the driver he was in his first career. He was unstoppable because the industry had moved on. I don't know how Robert's going to fare there because he, as I say, he's got that injury, and how that's going to go for the whole season. 200 miles a race, race after race after race in a 20+ race season. We'll see. But I wish him all the best. Well done, Robert. Kudos to you. Right, so the game just keeps going round in a circle over and over again until we either qualify or turn the thing off. Right, I'll make this one my last go. We'll see how things go here, see what I've learned. But 5th seems to be the best position I can get on this. As I said before, if you select manual gears, you might be able to get a bit of extra speed from this thing. But overall, I quite like the game, although it's not the best one in the world. I do like the shadowing on the tyres there, you see. Gives a bit of a, you know, faults that is actually moving, going round in circles. It's not just a block black graphic, so that's pretty good. Although you race in wet conditions, you don't see the rain coming down as you do in Continental Circus. That adds a bit of style to it. Now the background isn't that interesting, is it really? It looks like they've done that in the course of maybe half an hour. I don't know if that's based on any geography round about a French track. Probably unlikely. But it looks like we're going to qualify 5th again. 3rd. Maybe we'll be outside the top 5. We'll soon find out. All hail Robert Kubica from Poland. I wish him well. Yeah, 5th again. That seems to be what keeps happening over and over again. Bum 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 bum, etc. Bum 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 bum. Lyrics are available, I don't think. Right, so it's now or never. Let's see how we do. And we're off. Terrible start. 6th. Car gone straight past. Try and block that car behind. So use your rear view mirror to try and block cars coming past. Position limit, as you can see at the moment, is 11th. So we've got a clearance of 5 cars and we must survive for 3 laps. Overtaking is very tricky. If you bash into the car in front, you will slow down. Right, position limit has gone down to 10th. We've held 5th place. Yes, notice that sounds a car crashed into the back of you. Now, in reality, in Formula 1, if a car nudges you at the back, you'll probably both be out. You'll definitely be on the radio trying to get them a grid penalty for the next race or banned from racing altogether. Maybe I'm Verstappen and behind me is Ocon trying to unlap himself and sending me into a spin. What an idiot. Whoops, that's not good. Right, 6th place, position limit 9th. We're still on lap 1. Another car's having a go at me. Block him off. The problem is, as soon as you block someone off, you might go wide, and it'll cost you some time. Top speed seems to be 175 miles an hour on the automatic car, at least. Oh, I overtook a car on the outside there. Up into 5th again. Position limit 9th. This is my best go so far. Right, on to lap 2. Man, those cars are trying to knock me off the track. This is very aggressive play by the computer. Whoops. The skid sounds there. Block him off. Get out of the way, you fool. Whoops. Oh man. Right. Yes. So I'm sort of like a mobile obstacle at the moment. I'm not going super fast. Just concentrate here. So I've got a car behind me and a car in front. Position limit 8th. Position we are on the track is 5th. Look at the time, 2 minutes. So soon we're going to be coming around onto lap 3. Don't want to nudge any of the scenery around the side because this could go in quite quickly. It does let you crash a couple of times and then it's suddenly game over. Oops, who's that coming past quickly? I've lost speed. I've lost speed. Oh, yeah, position limit 7th. I am in position 7, so as soon as that goes down 1, I'm in bother. I'm not confident I'm going to get to the end of lap 3, but at least I'm showing you all the gameplay. So if you own a Commodore 64, the bread bin, or an emulator, you'll know whether you want to track this one down or not. I would say it's worth tracking down. Prefer pit stops too, but I don't want to keep going on about it over and over. It plays okay for the time. But if you've got a Mega Drive already, play that version, obviously. But nostalgia has a big influence. Position limit 6th, we're in 5th. So we've got a one, oops, I did say we got a 1 car clearance level. Oh dear, the alarm bells are ringing. Good. That was close. So that was a warning shot. We are on lap 3. Get to the end of that lap and we qualify for the next race, I think. As long as we've done well enough by the computer's own standards, then we can move on. Whoops. Click the side there. Get past this car. Don't. Hopefully, the position limit's gone to 5th. There we go. We satisfied that. Hopefully we don't. Oh, oops. Temporarily we did. Great. Right. This is a bit of a battle royale. This cars seem to be going slower now ahead of me. No, they're just teasing me. They're going slower, then they're going quicker. The hoodlums. Right. Another warning. Oops. 7. I don't. Oh no. Car's going super slow here. I can't get this back. Come on, lap end. I'm on lap 4. Does that mean I've done enough? Wet driving again. I think we did do enough there. But anyway, I'll leave that there. I think you've seen enough. So I quite like that game, although not the best. So I hope you liked having a look at that. That was Super Monaco Grand Prix on the Commodore 64, published by US Gold in 1991, and based on the arcade cabinet from SEGA in 1989. Got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro, then please put that below. You're always more than welcome. A huge thank you to everyone that subscribed to the channel so far, helping it grow, and it does give me extra incentive to keep things running and try and put out as many videos as I possibly can. So thank you there. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.